Hi everyone, good evening. Nice to see y'all, and I hope you guys have had an amazing weekend. It's um it's about to end, and the new week is going to start. So I hope everyone has had a chance to rest, rejuvenate, and recharge yourself. The topic that I have for today is on morning routines. Yeah, so this is something that is very close to my heart because I am not really a morning person. When I was younger, I used to like sleeping in a lot. I'm not sure how many of you can identify with that. So when I was young, I really liked to sleep in. I consider myself to be an owl, so I stay awake late at night, and I tend to sleep in during the in the morning. But as I grew older, especially after you have kids and everything, you realize that getting up in the morning is like a must. Of course, going to work as well. But over the years, I've also become more motivated to get up in the morning, as I have been reading a lot of books, especially people like Robin Sharma. Have you all heard? Hi, Uncle. Nice to see you. How many of y'all have heard of Robin Sharma's 5 a.m. club? He's a big proponent of this, and he has written books about it, asking people to get up at 5 a.m. And I still have not, I've tried multiple times to get up at 5 a.m. I'm still not there yet. I'm working my way towards 5 a.m. and I hope that one day I will achieve it. But one of the things, hi Maliga, nice to see you. This is your topic, isn't it, Maliga? Maliga is a friend of mine, and she actually gets up at 4:30 a.m. And Shomala as well. Is Shomala here? Yeah, so these are like people who are, they beat even Robin Sharma. He says 5 a.m. They are getting up at 4:30 a.m. And I'm sure Maliga and Shomala can share about how this has actually enriched their life. So, but what I'm going to speak more about is actually about having a morning routine more than the time that we have to get up. So Sheila says, Sheila has met Robin Sharma in person. Wow, Robin Sharma. Sorry Sheila, that is amazing. You are so blessed. What year was that? I think he was here a few times, yeah, in Malaysia. Maliga, I would love to join, but 4:30 is kind of, like I said earlier, I am trying to work my way towards 5:30 a.m. I'm at 6:30 now, yeah, so that's still 2 hours behind your time. Hi Darshana, nice to see you. Okay, so going back to our topic, so why does and also there's another person that I used to follow. I'm not sure how many of you have heard of Miracle Morning, a guy called Hall Elrod. He has written a book called Miracle Morning, and there's a huge community on the internet. If you go and look for Facebook, you can find Hall Elrod, and he's a proponent about waking up early and doing stuff. And if you read his story, you can see that his life was not working out. It was in a really really bad shape, and one day he found something led him to waking up early, and from then on everything changed in his life. And he has got this method of what to do when you wake up. I'll be sharing that in a while. Yeah, so these are the two people who inspire people around the world the most that I know of, Robin Sharma and Hall Elrod. But in addition to that, I have also heard this from I think all spiritual practices have getting up early as one of their pillars. I think all religion have got early morning prayers, so it's highly recommended. And also when we talk about, like, in Ayurveda and health, they say that we have got this in Ayurveda. They've got these qualities of people, right? The sattvic being the highest form, and what they say is that early in the morning, everyone is like, we all have got like our natural tendency. Sattvic is like people who are very pure, and then you've got, you know, Rajasvik, which are people who are materialistic, you know, you go after, is action oriented people. And then you've got one more where people are more towards you know, indulgence. You know, people are more into resting and eating and indulging in those kind of things. And what they say is that early in the morning, everyone's highest quality is the sattvic quality, which is the pure quality, is very high in everyone. Like almost everybody, if you offer them alcohol in the morning or offer them rich chocolate cake early in the morning, people would not want it. But if you offer them to them later in the evening, almost everybody will love to indulge in these kind of things if they like it. So what that shows is that early in the morning, there's something about ourselves that wants to do worthy pursuit. And it's such a waste to sleep that off. So the earlier we get up, we get to take advantage of these qualities that naturally is present in us. And you know, there's something about the quality of the energy in the early morning when the sun is about to rise. All of that kind of like creates a dynamic which makes a lot of things work for us. So there is something really good about doing some stuff in, you know, waking up early enough and getting stuff done. And in addition to that, hi Uma, nice to see you. Malika, who is doing a 3:30 a.m. club? That's unbelievable. Sheila, 3:30 a.m. club. She's amazing. Okay, Sheila is another very inspirational person. Yeah, she is like extremely disciplined. She gets up in the morning. She does, like, you know, I think now she can't do her 10 km, but before that she used to run every morning, and then she does housework, and so Sheila is in a different level as well. Very productive. Hi Aina, nice to see you. So going back to morning routines, what has been discovered is that all successful people have got established morning routines. Now, I just want to make a point here that people don't necessarily get up at 5 a.m. Not all successful people get up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Some of them do get up at 7 a.m. Some of them get up at 8 a.m. But there is something very consistent about them, which is they all have established morning routines and they don't rush into their day. That is the most amazing thing that is about these successful people. They get up with enough time to get a morning routine established for them before the rest of the day starts. So there is a lot of people, there are many people who get up very early, like 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. But there are also people who get up, you know, quite typical to our time, which is like, you know, 7 or 8. But they all do not rush into the day. Successful people have established morning routines. So that is basically what I would like to talk about today. So if for most of us, in order to establish a morning routine, we would have to get up significantly early. Like people who can afford to get up at 8 a.m. and still have a morning routine, they are probably entrepreneurs or their own bosses, or they work, you know, a different hour compared to their time zone. But otherwise, most of us will have to start the day early because we have got work, or we have got kids who go to school, you know, we have got things that we have to do. So typically, most of us would have to get up a little bit earlier, right? So now going back to the morning routine, why is morning routine so important? The reason why morning routines are so important is because establishing a set of routine reduces stress in our body. Our body doesn't like us getting up at different times every single day. It's very stressful to our biology. Although we may find lazy and languishing in bed, you know, waking up at different times during weekend to be nice for us, but from the perspective of the biology, it creates stress. Whereas if we can get up at the same time every single day, including weekends, including public holidays, there is a sense of distress in our body. De-stress, not distress, de-stress. Our body likes routine. Our biology loves routine. It has got something that, you know, it expects us to do. Just like how our body likes us to eat at specific times and do things at specific times, it also likes us to get up at specific times. And there is also something about um, you know, how do I put it? Aligning ourselves to nature, because the sun comes up at dawn, right? So if we can also align ourselves to nature, there is a rhythm, because we are part of the nature cycle, and the cycle affects us. That's why people who tend to work night shift and all, they will have health issues in the long run, because we are going against nature. There is something about aligning ourselves with nature. If we look at animals, they all align themselves with nature. They never shift. Even owls who are nocturnal, they will not suddenly decide to get up during the daytime. It's only humans who like to shift this, and we do it at our own detriment. So it's good to find a routine that works and follow that. It's really good for our biology. So that's the first point. It reduces stress. Aina says, agree, nature calls also has its own time. That's true. That's absolutely true. Hi Tambi, nice to see you. Uma says, Sheila is indeed extremely inspiring. Yes, Sheila, one of these days you have to, I think once I am more confident about this Facebook Live thing, I'll probably call some of you to do interviews. And Sheila, just watch out, yeah, I'm going to call you. You people have to hear about your story. Sheila's got a really amazing story to share. And going back to morning routine, now the second reason why it's good to have an established morning routine is because right in the beginning we set ourselves up as winners. You know, a lot of time when we get up and we rush out into the day, we just feel like we have lost control of ourselves, we have lost control of our time, we have lost control of our day. Whereas just imagine if you get up early and you have got this set of things that you have to do, and you actually manage to get everything done without any rush or whatever, you're going to feel like $1 million right in the beginning of the day. And that's priceless. You know, you're going to start the day feeling like you are in total control, you are the king or the queen of your day, and everything is now going to, you know, unfold like how you wanted, simply because you could control your morning. So that's really powerful, because it sets the psychology for the rest of the day. So that's the second benefit. The first one was to, you know, reduce stress. The second thing is to make us feel in control, and we will carry this through for the rest of the day. So that's the second one. And the third one is very important as well. It's a time for self-care. Shomala says she loves waking up early. You guys are amazing. You're 4:30 and you all love it. I really have to try. Thank you for inspiring me. I will work my way towards it. And the third reason is because if you get up early in the morning, it's a time for self-care, because it's a time of quietness. And this is assuming that we are getting up before the time that we have to start doing our morning rush. Yeah, all the things that we typically do in the morning, we will phase out a time before that starts. So this time is blocked for ourselves. It's our time. How often do we spend time with ourselves? We are the most important person in our lives. Now, how often do we set a time just for ourselves? Getting up earlier in the morning allows us that, you know, we can do special things for us. Many of you would want to do a lot of things. You know, you may want to exercise, you may want to meditate, you may want to write, you may want to read, you may want to listen to podcasts. There's so many things that you may want to do, but you just don't have the time that is free from interruption. Now, this is the answer to what you're looking for: early morning. Yeah, so that gives us time to do it. Now, let's look at some of the things that people suggest us to do, what to do when we wake up. Robin Sharma basically talks about 3 things that we can do. So he suggests when we get up, we kind of split he calls it the golden hour. He actually means 5 a.m., but I practice what he says at a later time because I'm still working my way towards it. So what happens is that the golden hour, he breaks it up into 3 segments, and the first segment is movement. So you can do some sort of an exercise for about 20 minutes, either run or yoga. Aina says yoga and stretching. I do yoga. Yeah, my movement every morning is yoga, and I don't do a lot of it. I just do enough to get my energy up. So that's the first 20 minutes. Yeah, Shomala got it. 20-20-20 rule. 60 minutes of the golden hour, you split it into 3. So every segment is 20 minutes, and the first segment is for movement. So you do whatever exercise that you want to get the energy up, and that actually wakes us up. And Robin Sharma also reminds us that at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to have the same energy that you have at 5 o'clock in the evening. So starting the engine could seem difficult, but just trust the process and just do it. In a few minutes of exercising, your energy will come back and you will start feeling good again. Yeah, and the moment we wake up, we'll start feeling really great. Now the second part of the 20 minutes is for things like journaling, reflection. So you can do meditation, you can do reflection, you can do affirmations. So these are some of the things that you can do for the second segment of the 20-20-20 rule. And the third part is about growing. So here he suggests to do some reading, or watching a podcast, or watching a video that is going to advance our self-development. How many of us set time each day for growth? So this is what Robin Sharma suggests. And if you follow Miracle Morning, Hal Elrod has got another principle. It's similar, but what he uses this acronym called SAVER, SAVER. And in SAVER, he actually talks about silence, which is like meditation, and A is for affirmation. V is, he suggests for you to do visualization. E is, what is E? I think E is exercise. Yeah, E is exercise. And the last one is reading. So you can see there is a correlation between what Robin Sharma says and what Hal Elrod says. Basically, in the morning, it's important to sit with ourselves quietly. Both of them talk about that. The second thing is about reflection related activities, and the third one is about exercise, movement, and the last one is about doing something to grow ourselves. But they have split it in different ways. So I have chosen to do, I do a bit of exercise, I do some meditation, and I do a little bit of journaling and affirmation in the morning. I keep my reading for a little bit later when I have my coffee. But eventually, I hope one day I'll have enough time in the morning to get all these things done during my golden hour. Yeah, so that is what to do when you get up in the morning. Now the last part that I want to cover is how to set ourselves up for success to do this. Because if you just set your alarm saying that you're going to get up at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or whatever time, most probably you're going to do what you have been doing all along, which is hit the snooze and go back to sleep. So there has to be a little bit more planning and a little bit more desire and a little bit more setting ourselves up for success if you really want to get up early in the morning. So what I would suggest is that in order to get up early in the morning, start preparing for it the night before. So the night before, pick a time that you are going to get up and talk to yourself about it. Prepare yourself mentally. Suggest to yourself that I'm going to get up at, let's say, 6 a.m. And prepare yourself mentally, like visualize what you're going to do and how happy you're going to feel when you get through that time, because you've got control over yourself and you've got control over your day, and you're going to start the day like a boss, and all this is going to be very exciting. So set yourself up for that. Now the second thing is to prepare your environment. So the first one, you prepare yourself, And the second thing is to prepare your environment. So if you really are not used to doing this and you think like the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do yoga, what I would suggest is roll out your yoga mat early in the morning, lay out all your workout clothes early in the morning, so that the moment you get up, without even thinking, you can just put on your workout clothes, and worst case scenario, just sit quietly on the yoga mat. Now if you do that, you're not going to feel very brilliant, if you're wearing a workout clothes and just sitting still on the yoga mat. Eventually you're going to do something. So there's a higher chance of success if you had prepared everything. Hi Primala, nice to see you. So this is something that we can do. Or one of the other things that I used to do to make myself wake up early, because I really had an issue in this, is I'll put my alarm clock really, really far away. Like I either have to hide it under my bed, hide it under my table or something like that. So in order to go and switch off my alarm, I will have to do physical activity, and in that process I actually get up. This is the important part. I think Stephen Covey said that the greatest battles in our life are not won in the boardroom, or where we think it's won. It's actually won in the quiet hours of the morning, where we are deciding whether we are going to get up or hit the snooze button. This is where the real battles of our lives are won. So if we can prepare ourselves for it, and just visualize how you will feel if you had that one extra hour in the morning, where you get to bring control back into your life and start your day with so much of energy and so much of focus. So that will be brilliant, and I wish that for each one of you. I will be also striving for that together with you. So I hope you guys can try that and let me know how it goes. That's all I have for today, guys, and I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.